So, you know how we always talk about retiring somewhere chill, with good food, fresh air, and not too expensive? I went down a rabbit hole recently and found some amazing places where you could actually live a really good life without spending a fortune. I thought I'd share it with you. So, here are 5 cities from around the world where you can retire on a budget, still enjoy life, and not feel like you're missing out on anything. These places are not just cheap. They're full of character, culture, good healthcare, and a slow, relaxed pace of life. Perfect for that next chapter, right? Okay, first up, Lecce is in southern Italy. Ever heard of it? It's in the Puglia region, and they actually call it the Florence of the South. It's full of old Baroque architecture, beautiful piazzas, and cobblestone streets. Picture this: warm sun, olive groves all around, beach just a short drive away, and a little cafe around the corner where they know your name after a week. It's a smaller city, so not overwhelming like Rome or Milan, but it has everything you need. Local markets, good restaurants, and it's very walkable. No need for a car if you live in the center. Now for the budget part. Renting a 1-bedroom apartment in the city center, around $570 a month. Move just a bit outside, and you can drop that to $500. Buying a small apartment might set you back about $105,000 to start. Not bad for Italy, huh? Healthcare is top-notch. Once you become a resident, you can get into the public healthcare system for around $2,000 a year. That's solid coverage, and the doctors are skilled. Plus, Italy takes prevention seriously, so you're not just seeing doctors when something's wrong. As for moving there, Italy has this elective residence visa. You need to show about $35,000 a year in income, but once you're approved, you get to live in Lecce, close to Rome, Florence, and the Amalfi Coast, but without the chaos. Next, let's hop over to France. But not Paris or the Riviera. I'm talking about Avignon in the south of the country. It's a gorgeous little city that used to be home to popes back in the day, so you can imagine it's dripping in history. Think vineyards, lavender fields, and views of the Rhone River. This place is so chill. No traffic jams, no swarms of tourists. It's manageable, walkable, and full of charm. There's always something cultural going on. Art galleries, festivals, little theaters. You totally get into the rhythm of grabbing bread from the local bakery, having wine in the square, maybe even joining a book club in French. Okay, that part's optional. Cost-wise, rentals in the city center start around $675 a month. And outside the center, it can go down to $575. Buying property starts at about $100,000. Super fair, especially for what you're getting. France has a great healthcare system. Once you're a resident, you can join their public system. If your income is over $24,000, you'll contribute about 6.5% of that, and you're covered. A lot of folks also get a supplemental private insurance for faster access. It's around $50 to $200 a month. Getting residency as a retiree is possible with a long-stay visa, and you only need to show about $1,600 a month in income. Not crazy, right? And you get to live in one of the most beautiful, relaxed cities in Europe. Now, here's one I hadn't even heard of before. Coimbra in Portugal. This one's kind of a hidden gem. It's located between Lisbon and Porto, so you're close to big cities if you want them. But Coimbra itself has a quiet, intellectual vibe. It's a university town, home to one of the oldest universities in Europe. The city's got these gorgeous tiled buildings, cobbled streets, and little cafes where locals hang out. It feels small and cozy, but still has everything you need. You can walk pretty much everywhere, and public transportation is cheap and easy. Here's the best part: rent. A 1-bedroom in the center, around $600 a month. Go a bit outside, and it drops to around $400 to $450. That's a bargain for Europe. Buying a property can get pricey in newer buildings, but in the older charming spots, you can find a small apartment for around $150,000. Portugal offers a visa called the D7, which is super retiree friendly. You need about $1,000 a month in income and proof of a place to stay. Oh, and a deposit of around $11,000 into a local bank account. Healthcare here? Amazing. If you're in the public system, you just pay small copays, like $5 to $20 depending on the service. A lot of expats choose to get private insurance too, which is about $50 to $170 a month for quicker appointments. And the lifestyle? Man, it's peaceful. Great food, great weather, and you're close to the beach, to Spain, and even the wine regions. Honestly, this place might be one of my favorites. All right, let's leave Europe for a second and head to South America. Ever thought about Medellin, Colombia? Yeah, I know the city has a past, but today, it's a totally different story. They call it the City of Eternal Spring because the weather is perfect all year. Never too hot or cold. It's a city in the mountains, surrounded by green, and it's buzzing with life. Cafes, parks, art museums, and good infrastructure. The neighborhoods of Laureles and Envigado are especially popular with expats and retirees. They're walkable, safe, and full of restaurants and little shops. You can rent a one-bedroom in those neighborhoods for $450 to $800 a month. If you're okay with living further from the center, you can find even better deals. Buying a two-bedroom apartment? Prices are usually around $100,000 to $150,000. Not bad at all for city living with mountain views. Colombia has a very accessible retirement visa, and you only need to show about $1,000 per month in income to qualify. Healthcare? Shockingly good. Medellin has some of the best hospitals in Latin America. Public insurance costs about $125 a month, or you can go private for $50 to $100 a month. And many doctors speak English. Some people get both systems to cover all the bases and only spend about $225 per month total. Imagine paying that and getting faster, better service than you'd get back home. Bonus: Medellin is a great base. You're just a short flight from Panama, Ecuador, or even Miami. And now for the top pick, Cuenca, Ecuador. Honestly, I didn't know much about this place, but after digging into it, I get the hype. It's in the Andes Mountains, a UNESCO World Heritage City with red roofs, flower-filled plazas, and charming old streets. The vibe? Super chill. There's a river running through the town, people walk everywhere, and the community is strong. Lots of markets, cafes, and places that cater to expats without feeling touristy. Plus, the weather is mild year-round. Think 70s during the day, 50s at night. Most places don't even need heating or AC, which saves money too. Rent? A one-bedroom in the center starts at about $400 to $700. Outside the center, even less. You can buy a furnished condo in town for around $100,000, and some amazing houses in the hills for about $120,000. Healthcare here is excellent and incredibly cheap. Public health insurance costs around $70 to $85 a month, and that covers everything. Doctor visits, dental, prescriptions. Private insurance is also cheap, usually $50 to $150. Some people don't even bother with insurance and just pay out of pocket because it's so affordable. Imagine seeing a doctor for $25. Residency is also a breeze. With proof of $1,400 a month in income, you can apply for the pensioner visa, one of the easiest retirement residency programs out there. And Cuenca isn't isolated. You can hop on a bus or take a short flight to the coast, the Amazon, or cities like Quito and Guayaquil. So you've got options. So there you have it. 5 amazing cities around the world where you can actually afford to retire without giving up the good life. Whether you're drawn to the historical streets of Portugal and France, the Italian coast, or the mountains of Latin America, there's something on this list that'll feel like home. For me, I'm leaning toward Coimbra or maybe Cuenca. But hey, that's just me.